Trust me, I've got this. Don't worry about it. Archie and Sizzle are the bomb, the bomb, the bomb.
So in following the vein of Escape, one of the biggest things that whenever you're looking at the whole theme of this episode being what's the point of an album, or why do we feel the desire and the need to even create an album, is because what happens is, as an artist, whenever you are going through different seasons of your life, personally, as an artist, whenever you are experiencing things that are taking place in the world, you find yourself in different places in life, and different experiences that you go through create who you are. And as artists, we strive, whether you are a musician or a dancer or a drawer or painter or anything, you strive to create or produce something that is coming from what you're experiencing. And so for us, for example, if you can look in our past, and if you go way in our past, you can look at some of our solo music, but specifically the music that we've made together, with Airplane Mode and then Worth It All and Paradise. And with this one, we are creating something new because you can see the progression and you can see the growth inside of us as artists, and that's something that we're striving to put forth. And so looking at the point and the reason why we want to make another project is because we have something birthed inside of us, and we have all these different things that are bursting out, and we're striving to put them out. And like the season of life that you are in plays a humongous part. The season of life that you are in, specifically with us, and specifically with me personally, the season of life that I'm in plays a huge part in what I write. It plays a humongous part in the concepts that I come up with. It plays a huge part in the delivery and everything, whenever it comes to the music that I create. And so whenever it comes to us making this project, you're gonna hear a lot of concepts, and you're gonna hear a lot of topics, and you're gonna hear a lot of cadences and delivery that you may have not heard in the past because of the different season that I'm in, personally and as an artist.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, for example, back when we did Airplane Mode, what was about 2 years ago now, that was actually, I was single back then. I was living with my parents. Dating, all that kind of stuff. So it was a little bit different of the approach that I took on a lot of the music, different mindset back then. I'm still the same person, obviously, but at the same time, I've grown a lot since then. I've seen more things since then. Now I'm married to the same person I was talking about in Airplane Mode, which is amazing. But at the same time, now I'm growing, as far as my personal life, I'm growing every day, trying to become a better husband, trying to learn how to be a husband, how to lead a family, stuff like that, going through other things and other organizations that I'm working with that I'm also learning and building from those situations also. And all of those really affect me as as an artist. They affect my music. It's very hard to separate sometimes your music from your personal experiences and things like that. If you're going through a very tough time in life, it's very hard to sit around and write a whole bunch of super hype happy songs. If that's the situation you're going through in life, it's very tough. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying I haven't done it. There's been times when, because there's two of us, sometimes I'm going through a hard time, sometimes he's going through a hard time, sometimes he's had great, sometimes I'm not so great, so you can't really time when bad things happen to you, but you have to, and Archie's told me this a lot of times, you have to take that situation, good or bad, and translate that into your music, as another way to an escape too. And so for me, through this season I'm in right now in my life, it has definitely been a challenge, not only being a newlywed, but it's been a challenge to stay focused. A lot of times it's been a challenge to balance. It's been a challenge to write about certain songs that we would come up with ideas of songs that we're gonna do, and then when it's time to write those songs, a lot of times I am no longer in that vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's oh, we talked about it, we've already kind of created a really dope chorus, we got the beat, we're excited about it, but then when it's time for me to finally write about this song, it's I'm no longer in that vibe. of whatever that song's talking about. You know, so I have to kind of like isolate myself. I have to escape. I have to force myself to get back into that vibe. And a lot of times it's very tough. It's a challenge for me. It's an ongoing challenge still to this day. I have to deal with, you know, for example, just a funny example, like we'll be writing about a love song, something like that, and then just happens to be that week we go into the studio and I'm writing about a love song. My wife is upset at me about something. It happens very often. And so I'm like, crap, I gotta write about how much I love you, and right now I'm really upset at you. You know, so it affects you, but at the same time you have to overcome, you have to rise above over your own personal circumstances to continue to build up the dream and build up everything like that. And you know, also it kind of comes also to what's going on in the world and around you. I mean, I personally don't watch a lot of news. I watch it as little as possible as I can because it just depresses me. It makes me upset.
You don't watch no news.
I don't watch, like minimum. Like I watched the news one time, and apparently there was a flu breaking out, and now I'm quarantining myself because I watched the news for 5 minutes at somebody else's house. So it's like those things do affect you. But like I said, in this season, it's so much different than it was in the past. I know it's the same for you.
Yeah, I mean, like tagging on to like what's taking place in the world. As a person, you said that it's hard to separate your personal and what you are creating. And man, I would say it's almost not possible to have it not influenced at some level, because you are yourself and you are creating. When you are creating art, you are placing yourself on what you create. Mm-hmm. And you are what you experience.
And you are what you create.
And you are what you create. So if you are creating what you are and you are what you are experiencing, you are creating what you experience. So people, whenever like you travel, or like for example for me, when it comes to this project, you're gonna hear a lot of my experience, like what I've traveled, who I listen to, who influences me as like, and who I'm a big fan of as other artists, where I've been, like what the last year has took place, and like it's gonna be a lot of different things that are gonna come out on the project, and it's all based off of the growth and what's taking place in my personal life and everything like that.
Yeah, so actually one of my challenges that I kind of want to challenge you guys who are listening and watching is to just like really listen hard, like listen to our lyrics, what we say, both of us, listen to what we say and escape, maybe even compare that to like some of the things we talked about in past songs, and even songs that may not have been on the album, like stuff like Kill Jill, you know, things like that. Listen to those songs, just kind of see like the delivery, look at, you know, what were they, you know, thinking when they wrote this, like what kind of mindset were they in when they wrote this, like what kind of enthusiasm, what kind of how do I say, like focus that they put on this verse, like what does each verse mean? Because every time we write something, every time we are, you know, in the creative process, obviously there's everything, you know, influencing us. Everything around us is music influences us, TV, movies, people, events, whatever it is. It's like anything around us is influencing us because that's just, you know, we're in that environment. But I challenge you to look into, or just take a deeper listen to it. Because a lot of times we say things in our music that I feel like goes over people's heads sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. It's dope, and this is kind of like this will be a different episode, but it's dope kind of bringing a combination and crossing ghetto zouk and kizomba with hip hop, because hip hop is super lyrical.
Yeah.
It's very lyrical. I mean, hip hop at its core. I mean,
yeah.
I ain't even gonna get into that, but hip hop is very lyrical, and so there's a lot of depth that comes to it. Sometimes you just want to hear a hype turn up song, and sometimes the hip hop is super deep with dope lyrics that are gonna make you think. And I can't tell you how many times I'll talk to people and they'd be like, man, I love the song, and I'd be like, oh, what was your favorite part of the verse? And they're like, man, I just like the beat and the chorus. I'm a monster, I'm a beast. And I'm like, do you know what the lyrics said in the verse? And they're like, man, I need to go back and listen to the verse. And so
that's exactly what I mean.
But like, whenever you listen to the lyrics of what we talk about and what we say, we strive to put some depth into our lyrics and really some adult meaning behind what we're talking about.
Yeah, I agree. Again, like I said, we're gonna be talking about this in another episode, but yeah, it's just like we always we always strive to put some depth in our music, in our lyrics. Like we're not just gonna be one of those artists or artist groups that you see just talking about turn up. turn, like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna always have something.
Even though we might have a chorus.
I mean, we're gonna have maybe a chorus, but I'm saying like it's not gonna be like
the whole
hey, 4 minutes of saying turn up. You know, what I mean? It's gonna
true.
be like during the verse part, during our parts when we're spitting our verses and stuff like that. You're gonna hear something, whether it's we're super hyped, whatever it is. There's gonna be something in there that for you to feed on. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? A&S, Archie Sizzle. Boom. And join us next week where you'll hear about.
I don't even want to play it because I want to save it.
Goodness gracious.
I want to save it.
This one hits the vibe.
This is right in the spot what we're looking for. Like this one right here, I feel like is like right there. I feel like this is right. This is exactly the type of beat we're looking for to add into the album. Like we got some good stuff already, but we ain't got nothing like this.